concentration camp. With American troops close by, the Nazis evacuated the inmates and marched them 130 miles south toward the concentration camp at Dachau, toward what my father thought was certain death.
American troops liberated Dachau. My father was one of the first to enter the gates after liberation. He couldn't believe his own eyes. The emaciated prisoners clinging to what life was left in them.
Just miles from Dachau, my father felt the ground tremble under his feet. And then he saw them, American tanks and American soldiers. The Nazis that guarded him simply turned and ran. My father was free, barely alive, but free.
My father had his brother's camera with him during the war, and he took pictures in Dachau, pictures he still carries to refute anyone who questions the Holocaust. That day in my office, I showed Mort my father's pictures. It was one of those incredible moments when you realize just how small this world really is.
This past April, Ed and I traveled to Israel on a trip sponsored by AIPAC's Education Foundation. We visited Yad Vashem, where Ed and the other members of Congress laid a wreath at the memorial.
Almost 68 years after the liberation of Dachau, I told my dad's story at the museum. I gave my father's pictures to the archivists there at the museum, and I can tell you I have never been more proud of my father.
You'd think it unlikely that a pro-Israel activist from New Jersey and a congressman from California would be so deeply connected by an event even older than the two of us.
My dad's story inspires the decisions that I make every day, and it has helped me to understand something very important. Had there been in Israel at the time, Jews would have not had to wait for someone else to come save them.
Ed, thank you for your leadership in Congress. And thank you to your father for his patriotism and service to our nation. Because of him, we are both standing here today. Thank you.